Last week, I talked about a woman on TikTok named Angelica Jessica who exposed her brothers as being obnoxious, red-pilled racists.
So they're gonna kill me.
That's racist.
That's not racist.
That is
I know what the
racist.
black guy's gonna do.
That's
Have you seen a
racist.
black guy?
So therefore, as a white person, if you have a real problem saying the N-word, that's an issue.
It's only an issue when you start telling people what you can or can't say. We live in America.
And in that video, I gave her credit for calling out racism and bigotry in her own family.
It's so messed up, and I called them out for being racist. And one of them was like, yeah, I'm racist and I'm proud to be racist.
But I also expressed my belief that without accountability or real consequences, her calling out her brothers would just turn into another family or ideological disagreement, which would change nothing.
I think what's worse is the fact that, like, I'm related to them. Like, how embarrassing. What's even worse is, like, how much, like, they don't care.
However, Angelica followed up those initial videos exposing her family by actually confronting them and making it clear that if their racism continues, she would end her relationship with them, which will force them to take real accountability or face consequences.
No, Ben, for me, this is like, we either talk about this and there's growth or I don't have a relationship. That's where I'm at right now.
But I'm Jew, welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
I'm really not okay with your guys' like racist remarks.
That's such a joke.
No, first of all, the joke is,
We never do it.
no.
It's always funny to me how people that say and do racist things can still argue that they're not racist. You are what you say and do. You're racist because you say and do racist things.
The joke is rooted in racism.
This is ridiculous because that's such a lie.
No, Ben, for me, this is like, we either talk about this and there's growth or I don't have a relationship. That's where I'm at right now.
That was my whole point the first video. That it was good she was calling out her family for being racist, but if you're still around them every day, still going to lunch with them, acting like everything is normal, but every now and then you bring up this issue about them being racist, then there are no consequences for their actions. There are no consequences for their bigotry or racism, and there will be no change. But she just drew a line in the sand saying either this gets addressed, either y'all look in the mirror, take accountability and change, or you're gonna lose a relationship with me, which is the type of consequences that have to be in place to force somebody to address their bigotry and racism.
I take that very seriously. I told parents that they might disagree with me, but for me,
You make such problems.
it's not a problem, Ben. I'm not the person walking around calling everyone by the N-word. That's in your vocabulary as a white man.
Okay. And by my
He said, okay. They immediately started gaslighting her. She called them out for being racist and saying the N-word, and they said, why are you making all these problems?
I'm a black man.
That's not funny.
I'm a homie in my spirit.
That's not cool.
It is cool.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah, it is. And the story.
No, it's because it was.
I marry a black chick.
That's not helping the situation either. Like,
Y'all are listening, but like.
And being accused of being a racist, their response is to say more racist things. He's black on the inside so he can say the N-word, or he's gonna marry a black woman to get a pass. This is literally how they think. The overt racism in 2026 is just crazy. And these are young people. This is Gen Z right here.
like, no, to me,
We weren't traumatizing you in any way.
no, I am traumatized because,
No, you're playing a victim.
no, I'm not.
You whatsoever.
How you talk about other people, there has to be equality to that.
I do have equality.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Throwing the N-word around as a white person, do you know what the N-word even represents?
Hold up. My N-word is called, bro.
He walks away.
Yo.
He said, hold up, my N-word is calling me. Is that what he said?
That's crazy. For me, I already had a lot of conversations with parents about this. What happened the other day is not funny. And the issue is, this isn't new in our family. The remarks and, mom and dad, we talked about this, and whether there's agreements or disagreements with that, being raised the way parents were to look at black people and use the N-word isn't normal. It was normal for them, but it shouldn't be normal.
So we get more layers to this case. So the brothers aren't racist in isolation. They didn't go online and form their racist opinions. They got it from their parents, who are racist, who she just said would look at black people and call them the N-word or say the N-word. So in this case, the apple definitely didn't fall too far from the tree. And maybe she's just the black sheep due to experiences, friends, and she's calling out her whole entire family. But her whole family is racist, not just the brothers. She just needs to go ahead and call it a day.
To make jokes about that, I don't care if I'm white and you feel comfortable with me as a sister. I feel very uncomfortable by that. No, Mom, now that's a victim card because I'm calling you higher. And the thing that's crazy is Jesus was not a white person And I believe it would be the very people like you guys to actually stone him and put him on the cross. You're apparently spirit-filled and saved, so...
I would enjoy this is not that because I would have stoned Jesus.
It was, actually.
What stoned Jesus was character, personality, and his way of teaching.
Religious people that are racist is crazy to me. That's the problem with these white Christian nationalists. They will use the Bible, the church, and religion to justify their bigotry and racism. And she's calling her family out on being racist, saying Jesus would be against them for how they treat and talk about people. And he's gonna turn it back around on her. At this point, she's in a 1v10.
No, you just can't be racist, period. Like...
How do I know racist to white people?
I don't know. That's not my conversation right now. Because...
So he's changing what racism means now. He's now talking about being racist against your own skin color or white people being racist against white people, when that's not what she's talking about. That's not what she's discussing at all. She's literally talking about white people being racist to black people. So it's like a weird denial gaslighting vortex at this point. This poor girl.
Right now, I know you're being racist towards black people. See, I'm sorry, Dad. I told you this, and I don't know if you believe me. No, but did you just hear what he said? I want to be racist towards white people? No, that's what he said. But at dinner, he said that I'm racist and I'm proud to be racist. That's what you said to me at dinner. Did you not say that?
Everybody is proud of their race.
Stop, don't twist that. You little snake. Elijah, we were talking, you're a snake. Do you know why? Because in that conversation, you asked the question, if there's a black person and a white person, which one would you shoot? You asked that. And after that...
That was in the original video.
Dude, they're gonna kill me.
That's racist.
That's not racist.
That is
I know what the
racist.
black guy's gonna do.
That's
Have you seen a
racist.
black guy
So therefore, that's why I say you're a narcissist.
You have slaves. They're gonna make you a narcissist.
It does. It's controlling, it's manipulative. If someone's saying...
I think you're a complete victim. You have this victim mentality. They make up like a third of our population.
See, only a narcissist would say that. As a white person, if you have no problem saying the N-word, that's an issue.
It's only an issue when you start telling people what you can or can't say. We live in America.
A person whose roots were built on building muscle, physically working.
Are you kidding
they were
me?
Slaves, but they physically work. Their genetics are a lot more physically fit.
My God.
Obviously, the black person, because he can take me out. Statistically speaking, we're stronger.
They're using the same talking points that slave owners and racists used hundreds of years ago, that because black people are big and strong, we don't feel pain, we're not human, which they then use to justify a bunch of atrocities against black people.
After that, you followed that with, I'm racist and I'm proud to be racist.
I'm from Russian American.
Stop, you're twisting that. That's not what you meant. You're now trying. And so to me, again, these are just like...
And then I'll be proud of being American racist, superior against other races, in my opinion. Because the Americans were the best.
No, Elijah, we're not. How America is, if you are proud to be racist...
I'm so confused.
If you can't acknowledge how you talk about people being wrong, then I can't have a relationship with you.
Talk about being wrong.
Elijah, you're demeaning an entire group of people. And of course it doesn't affect you because you're white.
What we're seeing right now is a visualization of arguing with somebody on Twitter. You can be right, you can have a point, you can have all the facts to back you up, and they will just twist and turn any argument, any facts, any points, until it just devolves into an argument about nothing. This is crazy to actually see.
And mom's praying in tongues in the corner. Like that's gonna do anything in this situation. It's not.
Praying in tongues? Instead of just calling out the people in your family for being racist. Well, she's racist too, so she's probably being racist while praying in tongues.
Because praying in tongues isn't gonna fix racism. No, don't tell me to calm down, Dad. No, me?
I abused you.
Oh my God. No, Dad, we never fixed our conversation. We never did. No, actually, it's not enough because I don't believe you.
Did you hear that?
Dad, you said you love all people too.
Yeah.
Angela, I want every race to succeed and prosper.
You guys are like twisting it now.
Before God.
You're twisting it now.
Before God. I want everybody to succeed. I want the best for everybody.
No.
Angela, if I could choose for someone to if there's 50 black people and 2 white people, then I have a choice. Who lives and I want everybody to live.
No offense. Where was that 2 days ago, Elijah?
Because it wasn't a joking demeanor.
No, then that's messed up. You can't joke. I don't know where you got. I don't know. You asked the questions.
Everybody, Angela.
No, you can't.
If I meet a black person,
Oh my
I want the
God.
black person to be more prosperous than me.
I don't believe you.
Want better health than me. I want him to be better at everything he does. Because Angela, I literally
So now they went from being racist, telling racist jokes at lunch, being racist earlier in this conversation, to now basically saying, I don't see color. I want everybody to do good. If that's the case, then you wouldn't demean people or talk bad about people or just label everybody black the N-word when you see them, as her parents did and her brothers do.
And if somebody can have it better than me, that's a blessing.
To be honest, with these conversations, I don't believe you because you're not taking any accountability. You're just saying it was a joke. It was a joke. You're not even acknowledging. Dang.
Because there was a specific scenario.
There was a
that we explained.
This is a
specific controlled environment.
Oh my
scenario.
God.
I answered this question. That's pretending.
No.
I could be labeled
You
based
asked.
on a specific controlled environment. If two people break into my house and I have to kill one of them, and I'm gonna choose the person who's built stronger. No dog.
No, you said you're gonna choose the black person.
Because of
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like you're asking.
They're changing the context of the argument. They basically said if there was two people in front of them, a white person and a black person, which one would they shoot? And they said the black person. Now in this conversation afterward, the follow-up conversation days later, oh, I just meant the person that's more physically intimidating. That's not what they meant at all.
Dad, in the nicest way, you're asking for equalness. I will never want to understand his perspective.
go deeper, Angela. If I could die for 1 million black people to come and make it to heaven, I would die for this.
I don't. To be honest, after the last couple of days, I don't believe you.
If my health was fine, my friends are going to missions to Africa in 2 weeks. I was like, man, I wish I can go.
No, he's bringing God into this. This has nothing. Because you.
Doing missionary work in another country or even in black neighborhoods doesn't make somebody less racist. You can pray for a different culture or race and still be racist and bigoted against them. Doing one doesn't cancel out the other.
Yeah, you're saying I've gone to Africa and I've gone to missions. To be honest, that has nothing. If anything, Elijah, you're saying you've gone to African American countries.
People of a different skin color to preach to them.
Yeah.
How am I racist?
You're racist because of the comments you've made.
Which ones?
Are you kidding? Like, I've been trying to explain them to you. You keep saying it was in a controlled environment. You asked the question. You can't even acknowledge that question was messed up. You keep justifying it. You guys both did. If there was a black person and a white person, you'd shoot the black person because they're black. That's what you said.
Angela, Benny, who's gonna be bigger body?
No. Stop putting thoughts in his head.
Think about it.
No. You said if you had to kill the black person or the white person, you'd shoot the black person in a heartbeat because they're black. Yeah, you see?
Not that serious.
Now it's not that serious. It was dead silence for a second because she recalled that entire conversation, exactly what they said. Then it was ... It's not that serious. It is though, because they're racist. And them being Christians or religions doesn't negate the racism.
No, but you don't have a problem with that, right?
It's a joke. I have a problem.
No. I'm asking Benny.
I'd be shocked
But there were no questions. There were
No. I answer my question. Don't ask me a question. Answer my question. You don't have a problem with that.
reframing your question.
No. That's manipulation. You're don't reframe my question. It's a very straightforward question.
It's not how you perceive it.
My whole issue is you guys are saying it was a joke. You can't even
It
acknowledge.
wasn't serious.
Exactly.
You think it was serious?
I think yes, it was serious, but also.
You just said it wasn't serious.
Do you know why it's serious, Ben? To me.
Serious because you're making something that it's not.
No.
Benny, do you have black friends that you're very close to?
I have black friends and they want me to say the N-word.
Why do racist people still think that works? Why do they think that holds any weight that you have black friends? Nobody cares if you have black friends. You can be racist and have a black friend, and there are anti-black people as well. And if in fact that is true and he has black friends that are egging him on to say the N-word, they are some raccoon sellouts. Nobody non-black should be saying the N-word. And a lot of black people believe black people shouldn't even be saying the N-word, but that is a conversation for us internally. But nobody non-black should be saying the N-word, and no black person should be giving them a pass or egging them on to do so. But them having black friends doesn't make them non-racist. Donald Trump says the same thing.
You have black. That's crazy.
Benny, do you have black friends?
I have black friends from New York.
Benny,
New York, they don't play down
Do you
there.
have black friends who you're closer with than white friends?
No, I don't believe you.
And I do business with black people too.
Are you happy having
People that don't like a certain race or culture will still do business with them to benefit, to make a profit. Because in a capitalist society, money comes before everything else.
No, he hasn't even answered my questions. No, all I'm asking for is acknowledgement that something was racist, but you're turning it.
Equally as I talk to white people. I don't
No.
look at a black person.
Oh my God, how did this happen?
This guy is black. Oh my goodness, Elijah's white. I don't look at him.
We're the issue.
You know what I look at?
We're the issue.
Oh my goodness, it's a human being.
No. Well, okay.
They are gaslighting the fuck out of her. Now they look and see human beings. Now they're not racist. They don't see skin color. They have black friends. Oh man, I feel bad for her.
Now you say that, but 2 days ago you were completely fine with shooting a black person.
Angela, you talking
never
about
shot a black person.
No.
We're not talking about that, Angela.
My whole-
We're talking about a stereotype.
That's the issue. The stereotype is the issue. No.
Stereotype.
The fact.
We're not.
Oh my God.
Stereotypical though.
You are.
We don't look at black people differently than white people. We look at them as
No,
human beings.
I don't believe you. Your comment, if that's true, why is the N-word in your vocabulary when it offends and hurts? It shouldn't be a joke.
They're saying non-black people saying the N-word doesn't offend black people. It is offensive when non-black people say the N-word. I don't care about any justifications of a word is just a word or free speech, any of that. It's offensive. And yes, there's free speech, but you also can't be mad about how people respond to you saying offensive words.
It's people like you that enslaved an entire group and population and called them the N-word in a demeaning.
Why you not telling me about this?
The N-word isn't just an F word.
Enslave my Filipinos to customer support.
No, the N-word is rooted in white supremacy, racism.
Like Black Lives Matter coming to Portland and just
Oh.
destroying all of Portland.
My God.
Pretty much that's the point. That's how it is.
No, Dad, there's no point. There's no point.
Let's destroy all this all lives matter.
But not to destruction.
So now they've transitioned the argument into Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, which will forever be a stupid, dumb argument. The reason that people said Black Lives mattered in the first place is because Black lives historically in America were not treated with the same value as everybody else. Therefore, it needed to be called out, but they tried to hijack Black Lives Matter into All Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. This is gaslighting advanced courses now.
We're never gonna agree on this matter, but
Why are you like phrasing it in a way where we're not listening to you? It's like we're not listening at all.
no.
They're using every white supremacist, racist, alt-right, MAGA talking point at this point. To say Black Lives Matter is racist, how? It doesn't say every other. I'm not even gonna argue this. I'm not even gonna argue that point. They can kiss my ass. Black Lives Matter, period.
You're making it something that's really.
No. To me, this is like.
All lives matter. White lives matter. Black lives matter. The yellows matter. The greens matter. You see the ceiling? It puts a roof over my head. The ceiling matters. This water matters. It goes to my.
Clearly, they don't give a fuck about her. They're literally arguing her down, changing the context of every single argument to justify their points of view without even hearing hers. That's not how you treat somebody that you love and care about, even if you don't really get what they're saying. A family member should still be able to take what a family member is saying and consider it and maybe self-evaluate, but they're not interested in doing any of that. She's not gonna break through to these people at all. You know the meme of the dude talking to the brick wall? This is her. She's talking to a brick wall right now.
Everything matters. Ain't no problems over here. Pretty much it.
This is the issue.
The issue is everything matters.
This is why we have so much hate in the world. It's people like you guys. No, so guys, moving forward, we're never gonna agree on this, and because of that, I just can't have a relationship. I can't. It would go against. Yes, Dad, because I would rather talk it out now instead of them get a ghosting text then. So if this is where we stand and we can't even have a healthy conversation, please let me finish. Dad.
You think we're racist, and if we disagree, you start crying.
No.
She's literally called out exact things that they've said and done that's racist. They refuse to acknowledge it. They justified it every which way they can. And now they're trying to turn it back on her as if they're the victims by saying she called them racist and she refuses to accept that they're not racist, even though what they've said and done in this argument have been racist.
I have brought up several examples of racism and that you've used, and you have never apologized. Let me finish. You haven't apologized. You haven't owned up.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You said all lives matter. That's not an apology. So
Avoid the subject. This is
no, this subject cannot be avoided for me. This is a non-negotiable for me.
So every time you're gonna be calling.
No, Dad, no offense. There won't be an every time. I just won't be calling. I will cut you out of my life.
Explain what's about to happen. I want to ask the question.
Sure.
Have you ever been racist?
Yes.
How did you address it?
Whoa.
And finish.
No. Do you know how I was racist? Is growing up, we were.
How did you deal with it? And get
I
it right?
apologized. To my friends. I had an entire group of. No, let me listen. You just asked me an answer.
She's literally answering their question by admitting that she's been racist in her life and trying to say how she took accountability for it and how she changed, but they won't even let her get it out, which is really interesting for her to be able to admit that.
You asked me a question, so let me answer it.
What do we need to do now to change, in your opinion?
You asked me a question.
Because you changed. You said
Yeah.
you used to be racist.
See, that's a great
And we're
question.
racist and I want to become a better human being. And
Well, do you have black friends?
I have people who want to be. Yes,
No.
I do have black friends.
Get yourself around.
I do have black friends.
Elijah.
myself
No. Get yourself. Let me finish.
How did you apologize? Explain. Don't tell me what to do. Tell me what you did.
Well, what I didn't do, I didn't.
Well, what you
It
did.
started, Elijah, with people like me coming to me saying you're racist, and me being you guys saying no, I'm not, and me calling all Mexicans, all Hispanic people Mexican. All of my roommates were from different parts of the world, and I all called them Mexican.
Because
No. Let me finish. You keep interrupting. So,
yeah, we want to
like.
hear how you fixed it.
So it didn't happen overnight. It happens with taking accountability and being like, wow, you're right, to people. And I was around people that I did this to. Saying the N-word, there was one time that I didn't even know the N-word was the N-word. And my friend quickly was like, do you know what you just said? And I'm like, no. They sat me down and explained to me why this isn't just saying the F word. There's so much more to that. That is.
How did you fix it?
Is that really what some of these white people think, that the N-word is an equivalent to the F-word, or it's just a word that has no meaning or history behind it? If that's true, that makes them highly ignorant. It takes 2 seconds to Google or ChatGPT the meaning and history behind the N-word. And if they wanted to, they could learn the history and context of that word and choose not to say it. But ignorance is bliss, and they're choosing to be willfully ignorant about a word that has a bunch of history and meaning to black people because they just don't care.
I fixed the problem by having these conversations. No, let me finish. You can't ask me a question, not let me finish.
Myself.
So yeah, again, let me finish. You keep making excuses for, well, that's just a joke. I used to do the same thing. Well, that's not what I meant. They knew my heart. That's not the issue. The issue is that subconsciously, I'm saying comments that I think are funny that are not funny. I allowed people to call me out, yeah. And I would apologize and be like, how can I do better? And I practiced it.
Okay, who do I apologize to?
For starters, you can't even apologize to me.
I did. I came to your room and I apologized.
Elijah, you said I apologize for...
Benny,
No. Elijah said I apologize for being a brother that you could never have. You never said I apologize for making a racist comment. Because you don't even believe it was racist. No.
I apologize.
No.
Judge, I'm sorry for saying something.
No, see, and this is where...
And then they respond with sarcasm.
Apology doesn't mean anything to
I
me.
apologize too because the person I was talking in the hypothetical, if the person was present, I'd be very respectful and I'd find a common ground
See?
with them.
That's my issue. Is
That's racist.
Yes. Because you're saying if a black person was here, I would never use the N-word in front of them. If a black person was here, I would never make that joke.
In front of black.
Yeah, that's really messed up.
But the black person laughs with them and he uses it too.
I don't know. I need clarification on that. Because that, as far as I'm aware, black people,
His black friend
No.
to clarify this too.
You don't have to apologize to anybody for being racist if you're not personally offending somebody. But how about you take accountability for being racist, for your points of view, for your opinions, for what you've said and done in the past, and work to change that? Like she said, it didn't happen overnight, but she educated herself and she practiced being a better person and not being racist or bigot. She literally answered exactly what they need to do step by step. And they're choosing to not acknowledge that and then just make it another argument.
Or is it your black friends against
it's not just my black friends against his black friends. It's an entire issue culturally. I can't speak on what we have done as a society that's wrong.
what do we do?
Oh
So I
my God.
I can't ask for forgiveness.
400 years of racism, discrimination, systematic oppression, and they're saying, what did we do as a society?
My ancestors' sins.
Yeah, but you can do better.
I am.
No, you're not.
I employ Mexicans Latinos,
Oh my God.
African Americans, I employ them all.
So because people of color work for him, he's not racist? Slave owners had Africans work for them. They were still pretty much racist. The federal government has black people work for them. There is still racism and discrimination in the federal government. Just because you employ people of color doesn't make you not racist. If anything, you're exploiting people of color. It probably makes you more racist depending on how you treat them and pay them.
I don't care if the price is cheap. I don't care who they are.
I don't think I can continue having this conversation with you guys.
So in order for me to change and stop being racist, I need somebody like you in my life who can tolerate me and deal with me and be
listen,
the light of Jesus Christ.
No.
Is telling me
I have no problem. No. I have no problem teaching someone and educating someone. I will not have a relationship with you just for me to tolerate your BS.
Who else will tell me? How would I?
You can't even acknowledge, you keep justifying the fact that it was a joke. You still, in your head, cannot, and this isn't gonna happen overnight, but you cannot even, in your little brain, understand that that joke is really messed up and wrong. You should not say that to a white person, me. You shouldn't say that to your family because we're comfortable. You shouldn't say that to anyone. I don't care if I'm your wife. I don't care if I'm your sister. You shouldn't joke around like that.
If I was to, let's say I was a very bad person, which obviously I am.
Well, how hard would it be if they really wanted to change, if they really wanted to understand where their sister was coming from, for them to say, you know what, that joke was wrong. I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand how it can be perceived as racist, even though I don't really get it yet. So I apologize for my offensive racist joke. I won't make that joke again, and I'll learn to do better. They won't even do that.
And I was a very bad person, and I made jokes about Jesus.
Okay.
In a laughing manner.
Or is
But
this?
then I'm around the minister, I'm up and tight, and I'm fine around.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah. And
Do you know that? Because you just said that I thought we were having a good time, and if I didn't know we were having a good time, I would have never said that.
Do you know why it's messed up?
Tell me why it's messed up what you said.
It's messed up because if a black person was there, I would have done some big harm in the moment. That's what's
But
messed
you
up.
said you would have never said it in front of the black person. That's the issue. That's the issue. That you're comfortable saying this around white people.
Angela, I make fun of white people, black people, African American people, Russian people.
No.
There isn't a nationality that I haven't made fun of in my life, and I do it to everybody.
No.
Explain to me what race. Explain to me now that I don't get that right there. That right there kind of doesn't make sense to me. I make fun of everybody equally. I make fun of everybody equally.
Black people, how about Slavics?
Okay, can I
make fun of
guys?
Slavics. I make fun of Christians.
Can we stop?
I make fun of everybody. What do I do on Joe?
Dad asked me for examples. I'm gonna give examples because these are the examples that I've seen in our family. Okay, growing up, we have all done this. You're driving past a community and you see, oh my gosh, it's a black neighborhood. Like that's where нехорошие люди живут, or это очень run-down place. You're automatically judging a people just by their skin color. And Dada said it's because of the statistics. So
Angela, it's because
No.
Because
So-
the news programs me for every nationality.
exactly, and that's that's issue. If we want to call
Never had anybody
statistics,
in my life to reprogram.
If he's a full-grown man that can acknowledge that he's been programmed and his propaganda that he's bought into, then he also should be able to do his own research to learn the history of this country, the atrocities committed against black people, that we are victims in this country. We're not violent, greedy criminals that the media has historically painted us as, and try to do better in his perception or relations with black people. You can't say, I've been programmed, but not try to change that programming after you know you've been programmed.
my issue is that we're yet again labeling to be afraid of a group of people by their color. Oh, look, черный идет. No. We've said this. You guys have said this.
Always tell you when you grow up. We tell you when we grow up that black people is bad. Don't talk to them.
No. You've never said it like that. You've said it. No. You've said it in other ways. Like, смотри, о, черный. Смотри, вот какой-то ненормальный идет.
So let me tell you something. If I'm walking,
That's wrong.
I have something very racist to say.
Oh my
I'm
God.
walking at night in a black alley and I hear a Russian accent. I'm gonna get very scared because Russian guys have a tendency.
That just means you're a piece of shit racist against everybody. That doesn't make you less racist against black people. What argument is he making?
And
What
for
the
Russian
frick?
mafia, Russian mafia is a big deal. And I'm a race like now that Russian mafia.
What is going on right? Can we pause?
There's a lot.
Of nowhere, about who?
Dad, we can't.
No.
Only your bill,
Because she hate white
But
people.
we can't mention this.
But
Dad.
all nation, like I said, all nation. Like that.
Yeah, but Dad, there's hate everywhere. But no, listen, there's hate everywhere, but why do we, I've seen this in our family, we still talk about black people differently. Dad, you don't drive, I've never heard you drive past a white neighborhood and been like, oh, a lot of white people live there. That must be a really bad neighborhood. You drive past the black neighborhood and you're like, oh, that's a black neighborhood. That's wrong.
I have something to say.
We're part of the issue.
Our ghettos. Hold on.
Oh my
You
God.
just judged us.
What is going on right now?
Our ghettos. Hold on.
No, this is like psychotic behavior.
That video of her confronting her family was recorded, I want to say 3 or 4 days ago. The initial video of her talking to her brothers and them making the racist joke was like 5 or 6 days ago, but she just uploaded this video an hour ago saying that she cut off her family after that conversation.
So I went no contact with my family and I just paid off my phone with T-Mobile. This is my receipt and I'm gonna mail it to them and I'm gonna write them a little letter. So come with me to write them a letter. We're gonna send it through my best friend's work because I don't want them to have my work address. I think I'm going to say that I paid off my phone and I got a new line. Stand by. Okay, so I said, hey there family, I paid off my phone with T-Mobile and got a new line. Let's see here. Fully wrote it. This is what I'm gonna say. Hey there family, I paid off my phone with T-Mobile and got a new line. Feel free to close my old phone number out. I'm choosing to take space and distance, and I ask that you guys respect that. I love you guys, but I do not believe we have a healthy family dynamic, and I have tried to keep quiet and work things out, but at this point, that is no longer an option. I wish you all healing and growth as I go after mine. I'm gonna give this to my bestie. She'll mail it out for me. Yay. Kind of scary. But guys, this is a pretty big step for me. I'm kind of laughing and making jokes along the way, but all jokes aside, this is pretty big. I'm gonna add in, please do not contact me.
Angelica definitely stood on business, called her family out, and stood up for what she thinks is right. And honestly, more people need to do this. The only way racism will ever be stopped in this country is if people from their own cultures call out racism, call out family members and friends that say and do racist and bigoted things that are xenophobic. But shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting and thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.